Okay, so good afternoon to all. Firstly, what we do, we will interface the DST sensor that we have already interfaced with your Arduino as well as your Node MCU. We'll try to interface this DST sensor with the Raspberry Pi, and first we will get the value of DST, and then whatever that channel that we have created yesterday, that is your thingspeak.com. On that channel, actually we're trying to upload that value. Okay, so that is the agenda for this session. Okay, so meanwhile, if you have any question, just post it in your chat window. So let's start. Okay, so we are up to this. Okay, now next program is for the DST11 interfacing. Okay, now the program is again very easy if you are using Python. Okay, so because the Python, in a Python actually we can use the library that has been already been provided by that sensor manufacturer. Okay, so DST is generally from the Adafruit. It's Adafruit sensor, so that's why there is an library is there which available on your GitHub website. So you just have to download it. So I will also show you how to install that DST library on your Raspberry Pi. So if you have already installed that Adafruit underscore DST library on your Raspberry Pi, then firstly you need to import this library by using import Adafruit underscore DST, and you have to give the name to that library as a DST or any name you can give here. Then import rpi.gpio at gpio, yeah, then import time. Then we have to set the mode of the pins that we are going to use here. We are using it's BCM mode here, so it means that we are using the GPIO pins. Okay, we're not using the board pin, we are using GPIO pins. So we know that here DST, how the DST works. So the DST is having the three terminals, VCC, ground, and the DOut terminal, that is your signal terminal. The signal terminal should be connect to any digital pin. So here there is a function named as a read underscore retry function, which is available into this DST library. So we need to put here DST dot read underscore retry, and in the bracket actually the two argument has to be passed. The very first one is 11. What the 11 represent, we are using DHT11. If you are using 22, DST22, you just have to put it here 22 here. So first is 11 comma, and then second argument is important. The second is the at what pin you have connected that D out pin of your DST. Okay. So we have connected to the GPIO4. Why GPIO4? Because I am using BCM configuration of your GPIO layout. So at the GPIO4, I have to connect the D out, and then this function will read the humidity and the temperature. So here we are getting that humidity and temperature into these two separate variables, humi and temp, and then we are printing that temperature and humidity by using the print statement. Very simple. And we are reading this temperature and humidity after every 2 seconds. So we must produce a delay of 2 seconds here, time dot sleep 2, using which we are producing the delay of 2 seconds here. Very simple. I consider that you know the Python language and syntax of the Python language, so I'm not going to teach you the Python, but the syntax is very easy. You can, if you don't know the Python, then you can correlate with your C syntax. It's like instead of print, they are the printf generally we use. So you have print and bracket. Generally here the bracket is necessity if you are using Python 3. Bracket is not necessary if you are using Python 2. Okay, so this is the Python 2 version. Print, then temperature is percentage 0.2f. I'm using the format specifier 0.2f. It means that whatever the reading I'm getting, it will be printed only in a up to 2 decimal point, and humidity also we are printing the same. Okay, so this is the syntax for printing the variables in your Python. So that's it for programming. Now next one is I will show you how to interface, how to install the DST library first, then we will go to the executing that program. Okay, so here to installation of your DST library, you just need to go there. Firstly, just search the install DST library on Raspberry Pi and search on the GitHub page. And this is my GitHub page. So when you go to the GitHub page, actually this is the library that you want. So you have to download this. You have to download this zip file. You can put it. You can click on this and download zip. Okay. Otherwise, there are also different ways to install it also. So firstly, after downloading the zip file, just copy that zip file on the your Raspberry Pi by using the pen drive. Just copy that zip file from pen drive to the SD card and then just unzip it. When you unzip is very easy, double click on it, it will be unzip, or right click, unzip it. After unzipping it, you just need to go into it. So by giving the command as cd space adafruit underscore python underscore dst, and after going into this folder, install it by using this command sudo space python space setup.py space install. Okay, this is for python 2, and for python 3 you just need to just replace python by python 3. That's it, and it is being done. If you don't have that zip file, if you don't have the zip file with you, then you can clone this repository at Raspberry Pi also. Okay, in case your Raspberry Pi is connected to internet. Okay, so this, for executing this command, actually the Raspberry Pi should be connected to internet. So just copy this line git underscore git space clone underscore and this repository URL, and it will be that repository, whatever this repository is there, whatever it contains, actually all get clone to your Raspberry Pi folder. Okay, in your Raspberry Pi. Okay, so then you have that particular files, just go into it. The same, after this statement, you need to execute this one. Okay, so online offline version both works. This is the online version. If your Raspberry Pi is connected to internet, use this. Otherwise, just go to this web URL, just click on this and just download zip, and that's it. And your Raspberry Pi is having the Adafruit DST library installed in it. Okay, so this is the very simple technique to install the DST library in your Raspberry Pi. Now next thing is the testing. Okay, so we are going to test that DST is working fine or not with our code. Okay, so here I am opening my VNC viewer. Raspberry Pi is connected here. So I'm opening the terminal. Yes, terminal, and I'm going to the NHCE. Okay, and I'm creating one new file, nano and dht check.py. Okay, so dht check.py. So what is my code? The code is very easy. Firstly, import adafruit and adafruit underscore dst as dst. Okay, so firstly we need to import the adafruit underscore dst as you can give the any name. Okay, I'm giving the name as a dst. Okay, then we need to import the rpy.gpio as gpio. Okay, and also we need one time library, so import time. Okay, done. Then the next thing is we need to set a mode. Okay, so we are setting the mode as gpio dot set mode and gpio dot what mode we are setting, bcm mode. Okay, Okay, then we are doing the continuously our program. So while when colon, and then we need to read the humidity and temperature. Okay, so how to read? So very simple. There is a function known as a read underscore retry function is there, which take the two argument. First one is which DST you are using, 11, and the at what pin you are connected your DST. So GPIO 4. Okay, I have connected to the GPIO 4. But this function will return a two variables. First is your humidity, and the second one is your temperature. Okay, so humidity and temperature we are getting from this function. And now next one is the, we just have to print it. Okay, so I'm using the Python 3 for executing this program, so that's why I'm putting that brackets. So print and I'm putting here humidity, or firstly I'm putting temperature. Temperature is equal to, and then percentage 0.2 f, yes, the same format specifier I'm using, and humidity is equal to, percentage 0.2 f. Okay, and complete, and then again percentage, and here I'm putting here humi, not first is temp and the second one is humi, and done. Okay, so in this way actually we are doing this program. So this, whatever the temp value, it is get copied here, and what is the humi value, that is get copied here itself. Okay, and then the last is remaining, and that is the time dot sleep. We are sleeping for 2. Okay, so 2 seconds. So after every 2 seconds actually your reading will be done. Okay, so control X, Y and enter. Now if I'm trying to run this program Python 3 and dst check.py, so it will give error. Okay, Adafruit dst is not installed, so we are trying to install here. So if it is not installed, then we are trying to let me check if the Python 2 is having installed. Yes, Python 2 is already having installed, so that's why I'm not going to install for the Python 3. Okay, so now I have not connected my DST, so that's why it will not responding. It will not responding here. Okay, so let's move towards the connection. I'm switching to my USB camera. Okay, so this is the connection that I want to make. Okay, so this is my DST I have connected. So I am connecting this ground terminal to ground, and 5-volt power supply I need. So I'm taking this 5-volt power supply from the Raspberry Pi, and I'm connecting that to my DST. Now next one is your D-out terminal of your DST11. Okay, so but I have to find out that where is my GPIO 4. Okay, where is the GPIO 4? So if I open my Raspberry Pi 3 header, so GPIO 4 is the left hand side fourth pin. Okay, left hand side fourth pin. So GPIO 4. So here I am connecting that GPIO 4 fourth pin, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so I have connected. Okay, so I have done the connection. I've done the connection. Now let me execute. Let's try to execute this program and we'll check that it works or not. Okay, so we are getting the temperature and humidity because the connection has been successfully made. The temperature is 28 and the humidity is the 73. Okay, humidity is 73, and after every 2 seconds actually we are getting that value, temperature value and the humidity value. Yeah, So actually within a 2 minutes, we have done the connection as well as we have done the program. Very easy for programming. So if I change the humidity, let's check that the humidity is changing or not. Yes, it get increase. Yes, humidity is 93 now. Okay, so done. So any doubt in this, just tell me, because we quickly have interface this DST to the Raspberry Pi. Now to if you want to modify this program, then you can modify like this also. So try and accept. Okay, so if any interrupt came, then it will goes to this and we can print it here. And it here it is the exception occurred, and we'll put GPIO dot cleanup. GPIO dot cleanup. Okay, so we'll modify this program that we will again interface one LED, and we'll see that if the humidity is beyond the some threshold, that LED should be on. Okay, so we'll modify that program here. So GPIO dot setup we need here. So let me decide that which pin on to which pin I am connecting the LED. So I am connecting the LED to GPIO 18. Okay, so to GPIO 18 I am connecting. So let me set the mode of the pin number 80 as a GPIO dot out. Okay, and by default that GPIO dot output 18 comma GPIO dot low. Okay, so by default it is low, and we'll see here. Okay, now we can check here humidity. Okay, so if humidity is greater than or equal to 80, okay, or greater than 80, if it is greater than 80, then what we can do, we will print one message, that is humidity greater than 80 percentage. Okay, 80 percentage. And what we can do here, we can output the pin number 18 as a high. So pin number 18 comma GPIO dot high. Otherwise else just we can print here within the threshold, within threshold, and when it is less than 80, less than or equal to 80, then the output should be 18 comma GPIO dot low. Okay, so very simple program we have done. So in this program we have modified the program in which one more LED I have interface, LED and the DST11 both are interface. When the humidity is greater than 80, then the LED is high, LED is on, otherwise the LED remains low. Okay, so very simple programming, control X, Y and enter. Now before checking this program, let's do the again the connection to the of the this LED. Okay, so I have connected LED. then one register also connected, and through the register it is connected to ground. Okay, and one pin anode. The anode is connected to pin number 18. So 18, I think, what is the, I have to go to the GPIO layout, and the 18 is 1 2 3 4 6, sixth pin at the right hand side. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6. So at the sixth pin there is a, I have connected there. Okay, now you can see here my LED is off. LED is off. Now let's execute this program. So when I execute this program, okay, within threshold, humidity is 75, and it will show the within threshold. Now let's change the humidity. Okay, so I can change the humidity here. So when I change the humidity, yes, now it is 81. Okay, humidity is 81, and you can see here it will show humidity is greater than 80. Okay, so it is humidity is greater than 80, and the LED is on. Okay, LED is on because the humidity, it shows that the humidity is greater than 80. Now the humidity is less than 80. Now it is 78%. So LED is off there. So in this way also we can design one alert system. Instead of that LED, we can put a buzzer. So when humidity or temperature or any sensor value it goes beyond threshold, it starts ringing, or the visual indication or audio indication, any indication we can put it there. It's a very simple technique to do this. So just Control C. I'm doing Control C. My program is over. Okay, so this is the simple checking that my DHT is working or not. Okay, so any doubt in this? Yes, if you have any doubts in this, just post your question or your chat, or just type no doubt in the chat. Then only I can move towards the next part. Okay. Okay. So we'll move toward the next part, and that is the whatever data that we are getting from the DST, we are going to upload it to the ThingSpeak cloud. Okay, we are going to upload to ThingSpeak cloud. So what we need here, we need a GPIO library, we need a time library, we need a adafruit_dst library, and also we need one more library, that is URL lib2. URL lib2 library is also there. Okay, so generally it is comes with your Raspberry Pi. If you have the old version of Raspberry Pi operating system installed, then you have to install it. Just search the on Google, that is how to install URL lib2 on Raspberry Pi. There is one command is there. Using pip repository, you can install it, URL lib2. If it is already being installed, then no doubt you can directly use it. So firstly, set mode, BCM mode set. Then we have make a definition here, function I have made it here. Definition, get sensor data. Okay. Firstly, dst.read underscore retry 11,4. We know that this function what is doing. It will read the humidity and the temperature, and it will be saving into the RH and T variable. Now it is returning. Okay. So I'm returning in terms of the string here. Okay, so that's why I'm making a definition here, because for uploading purpose I required these RH or the humidity and temperature in a string format. So return as a string here. So firstly humidity is written, then the temperature will be written there. The next one is we require to make a URL. Okay, URL. We already have seen this URL, how to get this URL. Just log in into the thingspeak.com, and then on a sharing tab, actually for sharing tab of your channel, you can get this URL. So https://api.thingspeak.com/update?API_key equal to. Now instead of that all the crosses, you have to put the your right API key. You have to put the right API key. Okay, and after putting the right API key, now next URL you have to make it here. Okay, now while true, you have to first, while true means you are reading this, you are reading this data, and you are uploading this data continuously. Okay, so that's why it is in a while one loop. So first one is get sensor data. Okay, so you are calling the function get sensor data, from which you are getting the RH and T, and then URL lib2, you are calling the function URL open, which is available in URL lib2 library. URL open will open this URL, just like we open the www.google.com on your browser. So similarly it will also open it. So we are using here get method. We are using get method. So base URL, yeah, this is base URL plus string concatenation and field one equal to, that is the and field one equal to, and we're using the format specifier %s, and field two equal to %s. Okay, so this is the format specifier where the T is replaced at field one, and the RH value will be replaced at the field two, and the whole URL is getting the similar URL we have executed manually also. Now this URL will be open. When this URL will be open, if the internet is available, then it will throw to the internet, and that particular server api.thingspeak.com server will get this URL, and it will update this T and RH value at their cloud. Okay, and it will return some value. So whatever the return, we are putting into the F, and we are reading that F. Generally the F contains that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that value. Okay, so it means that how many data is previously been written. So that is the print dot F dot read will be there, and then we are closing that session. We're closing that URL session. Okay, and then we are sleeping for 10 seconds. Okay, so instead of 10, you have to put it here 20. You have to put the 20 there. Okay, because 15 second is the minimum. 15 second is the minimum time that you have to wait in between the two uploads for the ThingSpeak cloud. Okay, so this is my program which will upload our DHT data to the ThingSpeak cloud. So I'm going to visit the ThingSpeak to search my API key. So I'm logging into it. Okay, so what is my channel? My channel is demo channel. This is the previously data that we have uploaded, 27 and 72. Yeah, these are the previous data. Now we require the API keys. So I'm going to API keys, and now this is the URL that we have to make it. Okay, this is the URL. Okay, so I just copy this key, again going here. Okay, but before that I have to write down the program. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm writing the new program nano, then dst underscore cloud dot py. Okay, So first we need to import the Adafruit underscore dst as a dst. Then we must import the g rpy.gpio as gpio. Then we must import the slip library, and we must import the url lib2. Okay, url lib2. And then firstly we need to set the mode as gpio.bcm. Okay, now I'm writing the definition that get DHT data. Okay, so this is my definition. Now first one is Yumi comma temp is equal to dst dot read underscore retry, and first one is dst11, and at the 4 GPI4 I have connected my DST. Okay, now next one is you have to return the values. So what value you have to return? So firstly I am returning the humidity. Okay, so and that should be in a string format. So Yumi XTR, and the second I'm going to return the temperature, and it is also in your string format. Now my definition has been done. Now next one is the try catch I'm putting, and then while one, or instead of one you can put it here true also. Okay, while one, while true, both are same. Now next one is the get the humidity and the temperature. Get the humidity and temperature. So first humidity. Okay, so you can humidity temperature. Okay, is equal to get DST data. Okay, so here I have get that data in a string format. Okay, so humidity and temper, this variable is contains the humidity and temperature in a string format. Now next one is the we need to put we need to make this base URL. Okay, so this base URL directly I am copy paste from this website presentation, and I'm copy here, paste it here. Okay, so I need the write API key because I have to replace it here. So write API key. So this is my write API key. I have to put it here. This paste. Yes, write API key is done. And then next one is the okay. So next is the again you need to execute this command. Copy, and here I am pasting it. Okay, so the command is url lib2.url open, url lib2.url open, and base URL plus, and field 1 is equal to percentage, and field 2 is equal to percentage. And the very first one is the humidity temperature. Okay, temperature is the TEMPER. Okay, and humidity is the HUMIDITY. Okay, humidity. Okay, so I have done. Now whatever the f is sending, I am printing it f dot read, and then f dot close, and then time dot slip. We have to wait for 20 seconds. We have to wait for another 20 seconds. So here I am putting one message. Print sending to cloud temp is equal to percent s, and humidity is equal to percent s percent, and then tempr comma humidity. Okay, so that message will tell me that what is the value of temperature and humidity when I run this program. And okay, so what is remaining? Except exception is remaining. Except exception, I'm handling all the exception. When any exception came, then it will go for GPIO dot cleanup, and it will also print that exception occurs exiting. Okay, so very simple programming. Okay, so I'm going to share this all the programming with you. But the program is very easy. So we have put it here API key. Yeah, API key is correct. Whatever our URL, whole URL, yes, URL is also correct. Okay, now check that it is being uploading or not. Control X, Y, and enter. Okay, so I'm clearing, and then Python dst underscore cloud dot py. Okay, so there is no module. Okay, import time. Okay, it should be import time, not import sleep. It should be import time. Control X, Y, enter, and then Python. Okay, so sending to cloud 28.0 and 76%. Okay, so let me check you, and it will send the 176. So it means that it is a 175 data is already there. This is the reading, that is the 176th reading. And let's check the my channel. It is being uploading. Yes, last entry is last minute, 1 minute ago. So it is 28. You can see here, and the humidity is 76. Yes, done. Yeah, the new entries also came. 177. So I can show you. Yeah, 178. Third reading also came. So continuously, if this type of the system, if you have installed it remotely, it will continuously sending that data at your cloud. So continuously the same reading. Okay, so is it easy? Yes, all the video get recorded, and you are getting all the videos. Okay, after this HTTP, actually the all videos you are getting. So any doubt? Just if you have any doubts, or if you are not understood anything, or if I'm going fast, then any step if you have missed, then just ask me. I'm explaining these steps. So are you getting this thing? So continuously that so what I'm doing, I am clearing the channel one more time, and let's see the any new data is coming or not. So using this code actually now the new data has came 27 and 76. Okay, so using the same code that I have shared with you, actually, I'm going to share with you. Using this code, actually, you can play with this code and you can do whatever you want. That is also, it means that if the temperature is particular beyond the threshold, then the LED should be on or the buzzer is on, and that particular data has been only uploaded. Or if in case of any threshold value, that data will be only uploaded, otherwise the data is not continuously uploading. So just you need the some basics of the Python language. So you can see here humidity 95. Now here humidity is 95 here. Okay, so any doubt, just ask me any doubts or just type no doubts into chat window. Or otherwise actually all the sensors actually we have already been sensor actuator we already been studied on day one and day two. You can play with that sensors and just try to upload the value on the Google or this ThingSpeak cloud. So that's all actually from the this Raspberry Pi and IoT. So this is the only thing that I have to deliver with you in this topic, Raspberry Pi. The thing is that how to access the internet through the Raspberry Pi and how to upload the values. Now, if you change the any cloud, okay, so instead of that cloud, instead of ThingSpeak cloud, if you change any cloud, just go to just create the channel there, and when you create a channel, they will get a you will get a one URL there. If they support the get method, then this URL lib2 will work fine. So no doubt. So yesterday actually I have shared the my YouTube channel. So you can search the Ganesh Attarde on the YouTube, and this type of the my logo is there, that you have to search, and just do subscribe to my channel. You will get all the videos that I'm continuously uploading. My channel is having the lots of videos there. You can also provide this video to your student also. And also meanwhile, actually you have already get my email to rate me or to give some review, to give the review on the Trustpilot. There is a website, online review website. You just need to go there, just provide the review, you provide the rating, and just provide the review there. If you like my teaching, or if you like the way I'm explaining the practicals, then you can also support me by providing that rating with for me. Okay, Rajesh sir, are you there? Yes, Rajesh.
Tell me, sir.
Rajesh sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir. I have done from my side actually whatever the content that I want to deliver the today itself. Actually, I have done. So anything from you?
1 minute, sir. I'll ask Gangadhar, sir.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes, sir. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
1 minute. Yeah, Ben.
So meanwhile, they are asking. You can ask me any question. I'll be asking the. Yeah. If you have any question, just type your question on the chat window. I'm happy to answer all the questions. Or otherwise, you can also post me your question in the on the WhatsApp. Or otherwise, I'm sharing my email address. Ganesh at the rate gbsoftronics.com. So this is my email address on which you can post your question or any queries that you have. I will be definitely answer all the queries. So this is my contact details, and these are the codes. These are the codes actually for Arduino. It is /Arduino, but just visit github.com/Arduino Ganesh. Then you will get the repository for the Node MCU also, or ESP8266 repository for Raspberry Pi also there, for different IoT also there. You will get all repository there. The feedback link is that Rajesh sir is sharing.
Hello, Ganesh sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, nothing, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for conducting this session.
Okay.
Now I will share the link, sir, to
Yeah, yeah.
afternoon session. Thank
Yes.
you. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
1 minute. Sir.
So are you sharing the link on here itself or
Yeah,
on WhatsApp?
here only. Now only I will share, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, sir.
Yeah, so there is the feedback link. Everyone has to fill this link. Okay, so any one of you participant, any one of you want to share the feedback, the video feedback? From the participant, any of
Yeah, submitted the feedback link.
yeah, submitted the feedback link. Okay. Okay. Srinivasa Gopal sir. Yes. Okay, so anyone wants to share the feedback? Actually, yesterday there is a problem, health problem with me. I'm going for the that yesterday I have gone for the woman that in Ayurveda in Panchakarma actually there is one kriya is there for woman. So I have the cough problem since last 15 days. So that's why there is a problem. And from the 2 days actually I have not eaten anything. I have not eaten. I am only drinking the water, hot water. So today also actually from the starting day also I am taking the hot water only. So from 2 days nothing I have eaten. That's why actually I have completed this session earlier.
Good afternoon, Ganesh sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. A. Sri Krishna
Yes,
from Sri Vishnu Engineering College for Women, Bhimavaram, Andhra Pradesh.
yes, sir.
So these sessions, whatever you taught me on Arduino and as well as Raspberry Pi and all, it is much more informative for us to start a quick start on the uh, and explore ourselves to go further.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit disturbance in the afternoon session, but even though I will follow it all the things, and it is more informative and now based on your this workshop, I can go further, can learn myself uh, with this knowledge, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that is a feedback that, and most of the sessions that you take, and yesterday that sessions will be taken by some other people also. they did it very well. That
Yeah.
those are the very informative, and it makes more information for me. So
Yeah.
thank you, Ganesh sir and organization team for making such an interesting sessions for us to start ourselves to learn further with this knowledge.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Actually, I have kept this session as a basic purpose because
Yeah, yeah,
I observed that the every STTP they are focusing on the advanced. But
yeah, yeah,
if anyone wants to start from the beginning, they don't know where to start,
yeah,
and they are
yes,
always afraid that about these basics. They are always
yeah,
afraid about the sensors, actuator, how it works, what is the
yeah.
simple interpretation, because no one is talking about this basic. Everyone is
So
talking
one,
about the advanced one, so that's why I have kept this session as a basic purpose.
yeah, yeah, yes, sir. That is the reason I'm also be very much interested, sir, because of most of the workshop that we went, they will teach them in very high level, even we don't know any basics of it, so that we will unable to follow the sessions.
Yes, yes,
So initially it will good. After that, it will face some difficulty. But in these sessions, we felt very comfortable, just like a students in a class, to know a very quick sort of the things.
yeah.
So that is one of the thing that I like very much in this training program, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes.
And one more, you are showing your parallel circuit design, and
Yeah,
as well as your program in
yeah.
parallel, that is also make more interesting.
More
So
interesting.
it will also give some sort of insight me for me to take the classes in the same for the students also, because
Yes.
we are teaching in the only one way by giving a presentation or
Mm.
by other some medium, but you did both the things in parallel, that it makes more interesting to me, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Actually,
Thank you.
I can show you my setup.
Yeah.
This is the setup that I have done for practical.
Okay.
This is the
Okay. Okay.
camera. Yeah, a
Yeah.
tripod is
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and that camera is there, and that camera is facing here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
So
That's good,
from
sir.
this, yeah. So this type of setup actually very good for the online session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's good,
Yeah,
sir. Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you very much for sharing your knowledge to us. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah. Any other? Some active members. Okay. So there is a suggestion also there from Srinivasa Gopal. Uh, may be you can conduct one session in the future having more content relating to Raspberry. Yes, yes. Actually, there is a Raspberry Pi. For the Raspberry Pi, there is a separate one workshop for 5 days. Okay. So it start from basic to advanced. I'm also conducting the workshop which is relevant to the OpenCV. Okay, so how to install the OpenCV in the Raspberry Pi, and then how to do the simple OpenCV programs on the Raspberry Pi. So that is the whole 5-day program, advanced program. So we can also conduct that program. Also, my company GB, so I'm the CEO of GB Softonic Solutions. Actually, my company also conducting the different placement oriented training, which are the C, C++, or the Python or Java, any language actually. If you require, then whatever the in the placement in the main MNCs, what they are asking, we are just teaching to the students, and we are making the students job ready. So that things also we are doing from last 2 years in the Nasik itself. So if you have any inquiries regarding to the placement based training or the language training, Python or the C, C++, Java, any language training, then you just have to ping me. Okay, so I think it's done. So thank you for listening.
Sir, one more request, sir. These videos may be available in your YouTube channel, sir.
Yes,
Raspberry Pi.
it is already the morning session video is also uploaded, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And this video is also available within next 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, just subscribe to my channel, sir. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so that's it from me. So I'm stopping the recording.